And with that, without any further ado, Dale Meredith is going to be talking about ethical hacking, do-it-yourself mobile security workstation.
Okay, we'll see if is the mic on? You guys hear me? Yeah. All right, sweet. Thanks for coming out. I was almost tempted to go get some popcorn and just start passing it around with this being here at the theater. Appreciate y'all coming out. My name is Dale Meredith. I'm I've been a Microsoft trainer for some time, as well as a Pluralsight author. And wanted to share with you some of the experiences that I've had with this particular situation that kind of fell on me. Just real quick, some of the stuff that I'm going to be going over, you may be like, oh, what did he say here, or what was that product there? I have the complete build list on my website, which is available at daledumbsitdown.com. And we'll see what we can do here. Also, as far as the questions, using that app to use the questions, I'm going to pick a lucky member that gets to go home with all the equipment to build their own workstation, the stuff I'm showing you guys. So if you post your questions there, I was going to build it here, but we just don't have enough time for me to build it. So I figured, especially toting it around all day, it's way too heavy. So figured I'd give it away. Okay, a little bit about myself. Like I said, I'm a Pluralsight author. Myself, as well as Troy Hunt, we went through and did the ethical hacking series. Ethical hacking series with Pluralsight. I'm currently working on their pen testing series for them, which I'm really excited about. Anybody here Pluralsight subscribers? Sweet, yeah. Okay, so like I said, I've been a Microsoft trainer since about '98. Jumped on that whole CEH thing back in about 2003. Had my own wireless ISP service. I live in northern Utah, where at the time when I moved out there, there was no high-speed internet. Well, ISDN. See, I just aged myself, didn't I? Some of you are like, IS what? Yeah, that was, what was that, 512? No, 128, thank you. So I started up my own ISP business out there and sold out soon after that Comcast and all the big guys started getting out there. Worked on several projects with Homeland Security, as whether the government agencies. I slept in a Holiday Inn Express last night, blah, 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 blah. You just need to know that I hang out with cool people. And they always say you can tell a person by their friends. He's got a cute smile, doesn't he? I'm talking about Chuck. He's got a cute smile. Rough crowd. Okay, so I am a huge Batman fan. And when I say huge, anybody notice the shirt yet? Okay, yeah, it's a problem. Well, I guess that's your definition of a problem. But why do you suppose, out of all the superheroes that are out there, anybody know why I'm probably a huge Batman fan? Because he chose to be a superhero. So I'm one of the only presenters here that has their own swag. Yes, genuine Batman slap bracelets. Okay, anybody else? What else? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Gadgets. Gadgets. What's his superpower? Money. Money. Nice. Yeah, that's his superpower. No. Yeah, he uses his mind, right? He has no real superpower except for he thinks things through, and that's kind of why I like him quite a bit. The funniest response I ever had when I asked that, somebody said, "You too saw your parents murdered in an alley?" And I'm like, thanks for bringing it up. No. Okay, so I'm a huge fan. And by the way, after the session, if you want to talk about Batman, we can talk about Batman. We can talk about this Batman. We can talk about this Batman. We can even talk about this Batman. Yeah, old school, right? But we don't talk about this Batman. And we don't talk about what they were trying to do here with Robin, because I don't even know. And whatever we do, you do not mention Batflack to me, okay? No. So yeah, he always has like cool utility belts, right? Or cool things. Oh yeah, every presentation has to have a cat video or cat picture, so there's mine. It's Batman related, right? Batcat. Okay. So here's the issue that we have. Because of the popularity, when it comes to pen testing, because of the popularity of certain shows that are out there, what's our biggest issue? Well, I'll tell you, it's the shortage of hoodies. Because everywhere we go, there's hoodies, right? Now, the actual issue for us here is, what do we do with all this equipment? In some cases, the equipment is too much if we're trying to be a little bit more covert. So one day I'm a big fan of several products out there. I'm not here to disparage or talk. Well, I'm going to disparage today. Sorry, this is going to be a shame of a particular organization, but I do love my gadgets. Well, I came across this one day. I didn't even think about this for audio. Is there a jack here? On the right. And I'm probably going to break everyone's eardrums here. Here we go. Let's see if this works.
It's probably one of the most innovative products we've ever done.
I'll play that again so you can hear this.
It's probably one of the most innovative products we've ever done.
Most innovative products they've ever done. I was like, well, you got to tell me more. Oh, come on. See, now it's not going to work. Oh. What is going on? You know what I forgot? I forgot to sacrifice the demo virtual machine to the demo gods. So he talks about this particular product that's come out, and it's called the EC Council Storm. And it's portable. And I'm like, that's really cool. And it uses the latest Raspberry Pi technology. I'm like, well, tell me more. This has got to be a tool that I would like to purchase. So I went through and I took a look at their particular kit. It's called the Mobile Security Toolkit. And hey, guess what? For a measly $749, you can purchase this product. And I went, okay, wait a minute. I don't mind supporting people, but this may seem a little out of whack. So let me go do some shopping on my favorite place. That is true. You do get a free t-shirt. Absolutely. So I looked at the specs, and this is actually what told me that it was a Raspberry Pi. It was a Raspberry Pi version 3B. 3B. It's 64-bit. It's got 100 megabit. The Wi-Fi is what really interested me because it supports G, N, B. It has Bluetooth, the latest 4.1 of Bluetooth. And so I went, wait a minute. Oh, I should have just gone there. That would have given me the blown up so you guys didn't have to squint. Has a gig of RAM. And this particular, their toolkit has a 7-inch display. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe the display, because I happen to know how much a Raspberry Pi is. Again, I went and looked to see which model it was. I started reverse engineering this, going, okay, which one has this particular specs? Which one has power over Ethernet capabilities, which will come into play if you start thinking like an attacker. And so I did some shopping. And I went and found this particular product out on Amazon. This is a kit that comes with actual CPU coolers, because you know those pies get hot, especially apple pie. So you got to keep those CPUs cool. The one thing I will recommend, obviously, or the one thing I really enjoy is the, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud, the AC adapter, because it actually has an on-off switch on it. The Pi doesn't have one by default. So I went and got that. I then went off and found the 7-inch touchscreen monitor that comes with an interface in it, so it hooks right into the Raspberry Pi. I also found, this was hard, finding SD card on Amazon. It was real hard, but I found it. I also went through and found the keyboard, the waterproof keyboard, and grabbed that. Now, they use a different type of case. I actually found my case, I admit, it's a little bit more expensive. It's about $8 more. But my case allows me to actually move this bad boy up and down. So it has a stand on it. It can lay flat, so I can pack it up. I can put it up like a monitor if I need to. Theirs is, yeah, an inferior product. No. So I went through, anybody want to take a guess how much this is as of today? if you were to go buy these items? $174, that's shipped. And I'll throw in, you know what? If you guys want to just send me $500, I'll send you one of these and a t-shirt. I'll go get you a t-shirt. Okay. What's that? Stickers. Oh, I can make up some stickers. Okay. So I'm thinking, well, it's got to be the OS. He describes the OS as being a customized penetration hacking operating system. And I wish the video would have ran, because as it runs, they show an image of it running, and it's Callie Linux booting up. So sure, I can go off. I found Callie Linux, obviously. Love Callie. It's a one-way relationship. I don't think she likes me very much. And anyway, went and downloaded it. You need to make sure you get the appropriate version. I actually make sure you get the, well, in this case here, I grabbed the Raspberry Pi version 3, 64-bit. You want to download that bad boy. You'll then want to go through and run through a couple of steps. The first step is, obviously, after you download it, is to burn the image to the micro SD card. I myself use a product called Etcher, but there's hundreds of them out there. Now, here's what's important to note, is that this image that you download from Callie isn't full Callie. It's designed for a Raspberry Pi. But don't worry, we have plans. Okay, so we're going to burn the image. After we burn the image, we're going to insert it into the Raspberry Pi. We boot it up. And as soon as it boots up, we log in. Anybody, come on, everybody knows the username and password for Callie by default? Root, and then root backwards for the password, right? So we log in, and then the next step I'm going to actually run through is I'm going to go through and get my update. And the reason why I want to do the update, I'm going to do the update before, hang on, I'll get there. Sorry, that's my ADD moment going through my mind for a second. So I'm going to do my APT update. This doesn't take very long, probably about 15, maybe 20, 30 seconds. After I do that, I'm going to go out and install gparted. Because by default, this particular image doesn't take up the entire, in this case, 64 gigs of SD memory. So I'm going to install gparted on my drive, or on the system itself. I'm then going to actually run gparted and expand it out so I have the whole 64 gigs, or I actually have an image on 128 gigs. And you can do whatever you want. It just depends on what it is you're trying to do. Now, the reason why I should say this particular workstation is important to me is because when I do pen tests, the one thing I do, and this is what I would highly recommend, especially if you're a consultant, is I never use my own system, ever. I used to force the client to go out and purchase a system, a laptop, and that's the system I use. Why wouldn't I want to use my own system? What's that? Yeah, a combination of, one, I don't want to leave the engagement and them thinking, what did Dale take, right? Did you already get one? Ah, so you earned it early. I heard somebody over here, though. What's somebody over here say? Yep. And so what I tell them to do is I actually tell them to take that system. Hopefully that makes it to you. I tell them to take that system and put it away. Don't use it for anything else. I used to tell them to do that with a laptop. Now I've got a really nice solution that allows me to keep all this information. And of course, I can hand it off. It's not that expensive, and it's actually quite powerful. So, sorry, there was my ADD moment. I got off track there for a second. After I do the extension of the partition, I'm going to then go through and do the upgrade itself. And it's going to go through, and this one takes a little bit of time, probably about 30 minutes to implement. After it's done, we then do an APT install Callie Linux full. And we go take a break. But while we're taking a break, we also get to do our evil laughs. You can actually, when you launch Callie, before you've done this, you'll actually see the menu system. And like, for example, when you go into information gathering, there's only maybe one or two tools. This actually installs everything. Some of the tools don't work, I'll be honest with you. But I kind of like learning that later. I'd like to make sure I have everything that I need. Yep, and this is a very expensive option. How expensive do you say? Oh, come on, really? None of my stuff's going to work today? Wow. It's like my favorite commercial right now. Well, I'll have to do the imitation. Free, 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 free. Free, 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 free. He actually throws a lighter over his shoulder and walks away in slow-mo as the explosion goes off. Just saying free, 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 free. Yeah, that's the expensive part. So now I'm really bewildered because I'm like, I just really don't get it. It actually gets worse. Well, if we have time, I'll show it to you. They have their storm. Now they have the Gale Force 10, which is accessories. You know, expensive accessories, you know, like TP-Link adapters. And it's only $349. It's really kind of cool. Okay, so some of you may be thinking, hey, Dale, that's really cool, but well, maybe I don't like Callie. That's the beautiful thing about this. I actually carry around a little credit card size SD cart holder for me that I've got different OSs. You can run Parrot. Anybody running Parrot, using Parrot? What are you thinking of it? Yeah. A lot more tools, but the interface is for me. But we can actually use Parrot as they say you can use it as a daily driver if you want. But they have a ARMed version that's out there. They also have Black Arch has got a distro out for Raspberry Pi. Now here are the kinks, those of you guys that plan on maybe trying to implement these type of operating systems. What I've discovered is that they don't really like the display, the 7-inch touchscreen display. So my recommendation for you is to plug in an external HDMI. Remember, it's an awesome piece of technology. It's got an HDMI output. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. Anyway, I'll plug in an external monitor, go through the installation, download the drivers for the display, and then you're golden. But here's another thing we can do. We can actually also load up something called Raspon OS, which is basically, anybody familiar with like a Metasploitable box or a, what's OWASP? BWA? Sure, Dale. Okay, thank you for responding. Yeah, so this is basically, you can fire up a box, fire up one of these units, and it's a extremely, I think it's based off of, now I can't think of the distro of it, but it's an extremely vulnerable box that you can use for pen testing. Now here's what's even crazier is that I just had an opportunity to, I'm saying opportunity, we'll see how it goes. My son is going to start being homeschooled. And I'm in charge, which, you know, that should put fear in your hearts. His assignment last week was he built a Pi, and he's now going through and doing coding. Great little, you know, I don't have to hand over a $400 laptop to him. I can hand over a $749. That's what I tell him. If you break this, no, just kidding. Yeah, so again, when you go to their website and you check out with the free t-shirt and the Gale Force 10 expansion pack, you can walk out the door for $1,074. Now, the Gale Force expansion pack includes the Hutu travel routers. Anybody using one of these? Oh, this is like one of the best friends you'll ever have. You can purchase this. It's a whopping $35 about on Amazon. This is a router for Wi-Fi. So you hook this into, for example, I'd hook it into the Wi-Fi here, and then I have my system hit this box. What's really cool is on those wonderful airlines where they charge you per connection. Yeah, I just set this up and then have all my kids' tablets and laptops hook into this, and I only have to pay for one connection. The other cool thing too is it's got USB on it, so it's actually a power bank. So it'll charge up your cell phones, tablets, and of course you can also has a Ethernet adapter, so if you want to plug it into an Ethernet port, and then this becomes an AP, an access point, really good for pen testing environments. The other reason why I use it, or the other option that I use, is I have a thumb drive that I'll put movies on. You can plug it in here and you can stream it out to all the kids. See, I take care of the kids while we're traveling, keep them quiet. So yeah, their kit includes that. It also includes a battery bank. It also includes the TP-Link, the WN722. Anybody know about this thing? No? This will run you about 14 bucks. What's so special about this? 14 bucks on Amazon. What? Promiscuous mode. Yeah. Oh, was it over here? Oh, cameraman, dude. Stepping up. Here you go. Yeah, so this one, here's what's really cool, is this one, you can use this on a laptop, run Callie, pop it in, and you can emulate, you can do quite a bit with it as far as capturing phones that are broadcasting their SSIDs. Very similar. Shannon here? Okay, good. Shannon was in. Very similar to the Hack 5 Wi-Fi Pineapple. Not as powerful, but you can take this and plug it in to, I call this, by the way, the Bat Pi. Wasn't that good? I plug it into the Bat Pi. I now have 2 wireless connections. I can turn this into a rogue access point or start a man-in-the-middle attack if I'd like. They also include a really, in their Gale Force, they include a really nice keyboard. And the last but not least, they include another, the official Raspberry Pi power brick, and then a software-defined radio. Comes with a little antenna, you plug it in, allows you to scan radio frequencies. We use that in like IoT, anything Wi-Fi. I'll tune in a radio station if I get really bored. So, normally I would go through and build it up, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can't fire some. I got 2 of them that are completely built here that you can come up if you want to play around with them. More than happy to take questions.
Awesome. We do have a few questions. Let me see if I can. What's the app again for the questions?
Oh yeah, they're like, I want in. Slido, SLI.do. What questions do we have? Oh, I keep moving out of frame. The camera guys, you deserve that, because I'm like, people in the overflow are like.
So Dale, we do have a few questions. I'm gonna begin with the more serious ones and then move on to the funny ones.
Oh no.
So does Callie come with tools to reverse engineer tools for iOS apps?
For iOS? I don't. Anybody know? I don't know off the top of my head. I don't think so. Again, the purpose of Callie is, or one of them, its main focus would be the aspect that you're going after server-based targets, typically. Workstations, yes, we can do those. So I don't know how much of a demand for iOS. That would be my assumption, but I don't know. What's that? Oh, it does? For R2? Cool.
Awesome. The next question is, do you ever find that you need more local power, say what you'd get from an Intel NUC? Said another way, what have you not been able to do with a Pi?
I've had some issues back when I was originally started this project. I was using just the 3B, and I had issues with the newer version of the TP-Link USB drives, or USB adapters not working correctly. The power is, that was a question about power, right?
Yeah.
Like power consumption or power CPU? Yeah, you know, it may take... It's not obviously an i7, you know, but it definitely does the job. The beautiful thing about this is you can take it after you've deployed it. If you don't need the monitor, this is one of my favorite tools. Put it inside of this, looks like a little smoke alarm, and you plug it in at your target, and it just starts gathering information for you. So yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that I haven't been able to do. The cool thing is that if you don't have access to AC power, the power banks will charge it. It only needs 5 amps and 2.5 volts, or maybe I got that backwards. Probably explains why I shock myself all the time when I'm playing with electricity.
So another question
Yes.
we have is from T Stark, and the question is, why Batman when Iron Man is clearly better?
Oh. We'll just say that Batman's older and wiser. No. There's a favorite meme out there that, what's that? He does it in the Avengers where he says, take the suit off and what are you? And Tony Stark says a philanthropist. Yeah, and then they do it with Batman. The meme does it with Batman. It's like ninja, master detective, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. I do have a Marvel hero. And he also doesn't have superpowers. So think about that one. Ooh, maybe that's who I'll give the... Oh, now you're going to just start throwing... No, he actually has superpowers.
Well, we do have some people in the other room, so they would miss out on this opportunity.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Okay, keep reading.
So the next question
It's
is...
the Punisher.
What was the Wi-Fi router? They can find it on your website.
The Wi-Fi router? Oh, in the Force...
Something about the BatPi. Link is, what is the BatPi? They can't find it on that link.
Oh, so if you go to... Oh, come on.
Well, I found that link, it was what the router was, because the router wasn't mentioned on that link.
The router. Oh, the Who too. That's part of the Gale Force 10. I'm going to call it the Robin something. I'll update that tonight and put that up there. But this is called the Who too. It's HOOTOO. You bet.
All right. The next question is, could you use the security workstation to proxy smartphone apps traffic?
You'd have to hook up a cellular.
Yeah, I know some of them do cert pinning as well.
Yeah, man, good questions. Making me think way outside the box in that one.
How about this one?
Yeah, I don't know. I would assume if you can find some type of a cellular interface, if they're using Wi-Fi, which almost everybody leaves them on. I was tempted to have mine up here doing some air monitoring and seeing how many of you guys had your phones on Wi-Fi. But yeah, for cellular, I don't know how off the top of my head how to hook it up yet.
Sure.
These are great questions. I'll come out with version 3 later.
All right, so the next one is, what is the purpose/advantage of building a mobile workstation? Why are you not using a cheap laptop or Intel NUC?
Yeah, you know, I've looked at that, being able to do like, go by, matter of fact, I've been tempted to do my Microsoft Surface. Fire it up, just overwrite it, put Callie on it, and go from there. The advantage here is this is extremely portable. I mean, extremely portable, and you can hide it, especially once you get it all configured. If you don't want to leave behind a touch screen, you can put them in the small cases, which are only about this big, and those are extremely easy to hide and extremely hard to find physically. But this is just more of a mobile. I can pop it up real fast. And it's 100 and I know I was looking the other day on eBay and I could buy some old Dell systems for about the same price, but they don't get a new warranty. Let's see. Actually, what's funny is on EC Council's site, when it has the price, it says items sold as is, no warranty implied. I'm like, oh wow, not bad.
All right, one last question.
Okay.
What will you do with all the money you saved?
I'm going to go to Disneyland. No, well, I'll buy more. I'll buy real pie. There we go.
Awesome. Well,
Apple, Dutch.
With that, we're out of time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. How do we want to do the giveaway?
Oh, yeah, we have to decide that, right?
Let's see. I'm gonna exclude the Batman questions. because those, I know those were already awesome, but they're already at a certain level. I'm going to say the person who had the question of, because now you're making me think really good. Who had the cellular question? In this room?
How about, he was on Slido, so, or he
Oh.
or she was on Slido, so.
So we can just message them
They have
afterwards.
they have to come and tell you what their username they used.
Okay, so if you're the one who gave me the cellular question, you have to come tell me the username that you used, and we will hook you up, and you can carry this stuff around.
We either got it.
Thanks.
We either